Now, it's just common sense to figure that the faster you drive, the harder you're going to hit something. I had a very good guest speaker in class one day, a race car driver, very interesting guy. He told us in a race car driving school that he went to, on the first day they said, we're going to go out there and we're going to drive 160 miles per hour. And then a green light is going to come on in one of the 4 lanes, and you're going to have to go into that lane as soon as the light turns green. The rest of them will have a red light. Now, you know, he said he always thought it would be so cool to drive fast. You guys know if you go 50 miles an hour, it's a lot faster than if you go 20. Some of you have gone 80 miles an hour or 100 miles an hour, and you think it's so great. But he said it's not so great after you learn this stuff. Because when you get up to 120, 130, 140, 160 miles an hour, he said at 160 miles an hour you start to sweat. You're so afraid you don't blink at 160 miles an hour, because if you do, you might wreck. This is how fast the roadway is going by. It's just like this. And now, all of a sudden, they want you to change lanes. You can't do it at first in the beginning because you're scared to change lanes. After a while, you build up your courage enough to try it, and then you get a little bit better. It takes a few days, he said, but then after a while, everybody in the school can change lanes at 160 miles an hour. That is why these guys at the Indianapolis 500, for instance, get $5 million a year, because they can change lanes going that fast. After everybody gets good at it, they put them back in the classroom and they say, here's what we're going to do now. We're going to get you up to 160 miles an hour again, and this is going to be easy. Just stop the car. Hit the brakes as hard as you can and stop the car at 160 miles an hour. Now, we told you earlier, at 40 miles an hour, it takes you about half a football field to stop a car. Almost a football field at 55 miles an hour. Can you imagine 160 miles an hour? He said, you never think you're going to stop. You skid forever and ever and ever. He said it takes like 2 football fields before you start to stop the car. You just keep skidding and skidding and skidding. Then they put you back in the classroom and they say, here's what we just learned. If you're going down the Indianapolis 500 or whatever, and the car in front of you wipes out, is it going to do you a lot of good to try to slam on the brakes? Nada, not at all. That is why they hit the green light, the open lane. Think about the last time you saw a wreck, like the Indianapolis 500 or the Daytona 500. Nobody slams on the brakes. Nobody, like a lot of us would, slam on the brakes. We skid all over the place. Now, you hit that open lane, don't you? In the Indianapolis 500, you go right around those cars. Vroom, 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 like that. Now, that's us on the freeway, hopefully not going 160 miles per hour. But remember, at 55 miles per hour, it takes you 76 yards to stop that car. If you're riding home today, and you're in the car, and there's a big tanker truck in front of you, and let's say they drop a big cinder block off the back of the truck, and it's on the freeway, you're not going to make it if you slam on the brakes. You're just not going to. You're going to hit that cinder block. What if the truck stopped, and you didn't realize it, and all of a sudden you weren't looking ahead, and then you're doing something else? You would not be able to stop. So from now on, when you are driving on a city street, open roadway, anywhere, you say to yourself, I have to leave an out. On this case here, you must consistently say, I can go left, I can go left, I can go left. If the car pulls up on the left side, where you have no escape to the left side, then you can say, I can go right. If there's 2 cars, one on each side, then you should speed up, slow down, do anything you can to get away from the situation, but always leave a lane open. One day this is going to happen. They'll drop a cinder block off the back of a truck, and you're going to go right around them smooth as silk. You're going to call me and thank me. I hope you have a friend or acquaintance with you in the car, because this maneuver here is very impressive. At 60 miles per hour, the force you produce is 4 times greater than at 30 miles per hour. Let's consider how much roadway you need to stop your car at different speeds. At 25 miles per hour, it takes you about 62 feet to stop a car. At 35 miles per hour, it takes almost twice as long to stop the car. And at 65 miles per hour, it takes you a whopping 306 feet to stop that car. That's about the length of a full football field. Validation question number 14 is B as in boy.